Hey guys. Hey Kevin. Paul, g'day. Look, I missed the bottom of the chat because I just changed this to live chat rather than top chat and I don't see the rest. I'm sorry. Mike from Cornwall, g'day. Craig, Aaron. Russ Knox, g'day. Maddie, g'day, and Darren. Craig's big and cold. Fair enough. Hey Paul. Was it g'day? Yeah, it's a bit crazy here. It looks like the place has been ransacked. I'm just putting stuff in cardboard boxes, like a good cardboard box. Hey Cam, hope you're doing all right. Thinking of you down there. Yeah, new video from Cam at Battler. I didn't see it either, and I'm really sorry about that, but it's been a crazy week. Tom Make here is in the house. Everett, g'day. Good to see you, Everett. You're up early. I'm just putting stuff in boxes, to be honest. I'm going to keep doing it. These are a pretty good idea. Thanks for saying that, Everett. No one ever says that. It's always really, really bad. Hey, Matt. Jim, g'day. JB, laser cut these. These are shrink rules. They're basically pilfered off the Starrett site, drawings and all, and laser cut and etched. That one's 3/16 of an inch to the foot. As is that one. There you go. That one's 1/8 of an inch to the foot. This is a real one. This is a Starrett. I believe it's a Starrett. Yeah, it's an old Starrett. It's got, can we see that? LS Starrett Company. Tempered number 4. It's not a satin chrome one, it's an older one. 5/16 of an inch to the foot rule. Pretty hard to get. Yes, there's stuff here that I can't remember ever actually owning. A selection of these, we could put these on a ruler, I think. That one's rubbish, but these are nice. There should be a ruler here somewhere. Yeah, absolutely no idea where, but we might put them together when we get them. That one's Starrett. There's a craft right ruler which goes with the really cheap one. I used this for a long time until I got sick of it, and I've got a brand new More and Right, which I've just put away in a box. We've got a protractor. Don't know if anyone's even a little bit interested in that. We've got a set of scales. We've dropped them. They probably don't work anymore. Outside calipers. Couple of bits of irritating. I don't know why they're in there. Pair of dividers. Pair of inside calipers. Another really nice little pair of outside calipers. They get a fair bit of use, those ones. Another pair of insides. A flint gun. Oh, that actually works. There you go. That could go in a box with some other stuff. Who knows what this is? There you go. Darren will know what this is. Can everyone hear okay? I'd love to be at Lake Goldsmith on Saturday. Darren's got it. Very unuseful. This measures in thousands and... oh my gosh, I'm going to have to look that up. I really haven't got a clue. I do, but it's a long time since I actually used this system. But this is the Swiss inch system or the French inch system, which is... oh, it's complicated anyway. So if you do happen to find one of these, there's a pretty good chance it doesn't actually add up to any known standard. Darren will know. I really don't use it very often. I probably learned all that once and I've forgotten it. It's a nice little SBI ruler, which has got a problem because there's no hole to hang it up, so it stays in the box. I wonder what's in this box. It's number 1 to number 2 Morse taper sleeve. Don't know if it's any particular use for anything, but I have one. We've got a scale rule, a very dirty scale rule. Take care, Tom. Tom's TV program right now. He always goes at this time. This must be a micrometer. More and Right, thousandths micrometer, pretty good. You know, very rarely use that one. Probably should use it more often. It's in its felt line glasses case, which is a bit tired, to be honest. So top off a champion spark plug tin. There you go. If we find the other half, we'll keep it. If we don't, there we go. Look at that. Does everyone have a champion spark plug tin with split pins in it? Is that a common thing? Not sure why I do. We've got a parting tool that I never ever use now. Not sure of the use of that. Maybe it's something I could sell. We've got a starrett rule which goes with these. There's another piece of this combination square at some point where we'll find that. We've got a bit of what I reckon is 1214. We'll put that in the next drawer down and fix it later. We've got an old general steel rule. We've got a packet off a Toledo steel rule, which is probably over there on the other bench. Woo! We've got a perforating wheel for a for making patterns, and we've got a deburring tool. Wazza, we will talk. How many years has it been since Sparklight came in tins? Before Second World War, pretty much. I have a box of stones. There you go. 50 cents to $1.50 each. They're already labelled. Honestly, don't know what they fit. It's in a box that says swimming pool chlorine test kit. No idea. Look what I found. Randy Richard scribe. With Emma engraved on it. That's pretty nice. Jim's looking for some tooling for a TF2W12 taper. It's a mill, I guess. More information. Anyway, I've got a couple of these. We'll put this one aside. What else? I've got a piece of steel stock. Got a pair of nail scissors. There you go. Pair of, what do you call them? They're pretty useful. Most of them have been modified to do certain jobs, but there's a lot of them kicking around. I put a heap of them somewhere this week. What did I do with those? Where did I see those? They're obviously in a box somewhere. Got no idea where. I've got RFID secure card. There you go. There's a machine device. Big one. That's a pretty useful thing. An inspection mirror. Set of Jenny leg calipers. So, Toledo brand or something scribe. Got a pair of pointy nose pliers. They could go in the next drawer down, I reckon. And a circle cutter, which very rarely very useful. got a Allen key, which may or may not be metric or imperial. I've got a Staedtler Lumicolor wax pencil, which can go in the wax pencil department. We've got a box of them. I've got a Pittsburgh promotional ruler with a stop on it. Got some thread gauges. You're looking at the ceiling there, sorry guys. We've got something's come undone. Yeah, got loose, there we go. There we go. Who knows what these are? There's one that's, these are pretty good condition actually. One of them, no, they're not broken. They're all pretty good. There you go, Darren. There's a test for you. We're trying. There we go. Everyone see that? Who can tell me what that's for? Take care, Everett. I hope she's right. No, it's not a brooch. This is something that it's got a pin on the end, which is on center with the other, and with an offset. This is something that went out with button-up boots, literally, basically. It's not anything to do with clothing, but it is something to do with old technology. And they're very thin on the ground. If you need one, it's very useful. That one come from Craig. That one come from Aussie. It was actually a swap, a trade. I had something to move on and someone bought me this as a trade. So it's a pretty good little vise, really. There's some things to, while we're on the subject of vise, there's some things to really look at that are useful. Get one with grooves on here that you can hold things down. If it hasn't got this groove here, then there's no way of clamping it unless you clamp on the top or put it in the vise. So that's one thing. So we've given up on that. Obviously Darren's still not watching and Paddy's not watching. Paddy should know what that is. This is for removing the jewel or the jewel plug or the end plug from a cylinder watch balance. Cylinder watch mechanisms went out with when the Swiss lever escapement and the English lever escapement came in. I mean, the English lever was a good thing, but the English lever was a little bit hand finished and there were problems with servicing it. The Swiss lever came in and was sort of half mass produced and was a pretty good thing. But before that, they had a cylinder system, which the cylinder escapement isn't cylinder watch escapement isn't really a particular, it's an interesting escapement. It's not hand free starting, and it's very, very compact. And it's a little bit prone to wear. It's got some friction issues. It's also got some isochronism issues with it, which was the main problem. In that, by isochronism, I mean that when it's fully wound, it runs faster than when the spring's winding down, is toward the end of its work cycle. So what you find is that your watch will run fast for the first 6 hours or so, and then slow for the remainder of the cycle, something like that. So a gentleman named Bruget, a Frenchman, he spent a lot of time getting the cylinder escapement right, and the overcoil the overcoil hairspring, or the Bruget overcoil and the hairspring right, which fixed some of the isochronism problems and some of the positional problems. But in the end, the switch lever won't run through, but it's a little tube with a plug in each end and a cutout in the middle, and this goes inside the cutout and knocks the tube out to replace it, or knocks the plug out of the tube to replace it. So not a particularly useful thing nowadays, but if you happen to need them, they're almost impossible to find. Probably at any point in the future, if I started doing cylinder watches again, which is unlikely because they're a bit of a dog, they might be useful, or they might not. We've got an Eclipse brand toolmaker's clamp. I reckon that's got a box somewhere, and I reckon there's a pair of them. We'll find the rest of that at some point. It's another wax pencil. Look at that, we've got basically an empty drawer. Oh, spanners, what are we going to go next? Jeez Louise. Let's go here. Now this is an interesting cabinet. Everyone asks about it. It's actually a letterpress cabinet. If you have a look, the drawers are only this deep. I've actually knocked the bottoms out of some of them to make them double depth or triple depth, and I'll probably do it again because they're not really deep enough. But it is a letterpress cabinet, and it looks like it's got 4 drawers here, but it's only got 3 because 2 of them are joined together and these 2 are joined together. So that was the trick there, but it was cheap at the point. Look, Mike, oh, that's where it went. Yeah, I'm still looking for that's where it went. I've got a list of things that I've got to find. There's some bits that I've made and some bits, the tools for things, obviously here somewhere, but I'm still looking. Paul, what percentage? I would like to think that we're 50%, but I'm pretty sure we're not. There we go. Don't ask that question. That's a rude question. It's a knurling tool. Not the one I use. It's not really practical for my machine. I've got a really nice screw knurl tool, which I do use, and that's already been packed and moved. Everyone knows what this is, I guess. This is a really good set of spanners, except a couple of things. They're too big on the heads, so you can't get them into. They haven't got a lot of swing on a bolt that in closed circle, and the packet when you open it is always half upside down, so they fall out. But apart from that, they're all right. They're BA spanners. Over tax invoice and bolt and scale models, we don't want to look at that. We've got a Morse Taper 2 drill chuck, which gets used sometimes. Someone's a homemade drill chuck, actually fits the milling machine, but now I've got an ER collet chuck, I don't use this. Why is it we'll talk? I've got Tapered Pin gasket. I've 2 spanners. Do they have anything written on them? No, they don't. These are genuine LS Lorch. Genuine F. Lorch & Co. Pin spanners for headstock on an A-type Lorch. One of them's bent. You see, they're not quite the same there. This one here's got a nasty bend in it. At some point, I'd like to straighten that. I'm still thinking about that. I might make up a piece of stuff with a slot in it and straighten it out. But heat it up and straighten it out. But they're Lorch spanners. Was if you're here giving us a hand, there's the other half of the Starrett tool, but that's the wrong ruler on it. So we'll put that together with the others. So we've got a complete Starrett combination square. So Whitworth spanner can go in the spanner compartment. The best files. What are we going to do with these files? What have we got here? We've got a rivet set that's about stuffed. Got another pair of them. And another pair. Got a really nice set of vice clamps. Oops, sorry. Darren's probably a little bit behind, I think. These are actually stuck. That's not much good. I've got 2 or 3 pairs of these somewhere. We might have to give them a soak. But nice set of vice clamps. Okay, we're starting another box for files because we've got a lot of files. That was a silly idea. That's better. Chainsaw file. Half round file. Broken file. Second cut flat file. about a 12-inch smooth file, triangle file, square file, another half round file, another square file, 3D printed file handle. Anyone wants to make them, I'll get you their steel. It's my design. There's another one. That's a knife file. There you go. It's about one of the most useful files that you can own, to be honest. We've got a set of Swiss needle files of some sort. I bought them when I started my apprenticeship, I think. A big square file. A lot of worn out files. We've got a 1/2 inch or something drill. We'll put that in the 1/2 inch drill department. We've got another rivet set that's been modified to do a job. We have, there we go, a scroll saw blade. We're going to put that in the bin. We've got a triangle file, which isn't part of that set. It must be part of another set. We've got a set of instrument spanners. Another knife file. We've got, there we go, we've got a screw head file. Look at that. Probably blunt, but that's pretty fine. That's for putting slots in screw heads and watches and clocks. We've got 1/2 length of 01. Says it's 01. There we go. We've got a file handle. We've got a set of Gorilla Grit Bondus Allen keys. We've got a sanding sponge. I think we're going to chuck that out. Look at the garbage bag here. Got much coveted. Oh my gosh, that's the 1.5mm Allen key out of my good set. I've been looking for that for about 3 years. Woohoo! Take care, Cam. He's had enough. Darren's right. It's a tampon punch. Is the correct name for it? Yes. The special stake that goes with the punch. I think it's in my stake box. I have 2 staking tools here somewhere. I've shifted one already. I think it's already been moved. Gosh, a couple of needle files there out of some set. We've got what appears to be a jig for something. Got another bearing scraper that's not much good for anything, but we'll keep it. We've got a German steel rule with no measurements left on it. Not sure of the use of that, but it's handy straight edge for cutting things. I'm just a bit excited about this. I replaced it, but it's just a black one. I haven't got the blue one, so 22.5mm drill. There's another. You're doing great, Paul. Thanks for that. It's another spanner that says LS & Co. Lorch Schmidt & Co. That's the genuine lockdown spanner for the Lorch. I've also made the threading attachment fit this spanner. So there's a box of Lorch parts. I'm going to put that in there. Done. It's an empty paper bag, a piece of copper sheet, which I'm not sure whether we should keep or not. It's another file. There's a black lead pencil. 3 ignition spanners. And 3 little files. That's another one empty, more or less. Give them a kick about outside and empty them out, clean them up. Nice job of that grinder guard. Hit Aaron up, Matty, because I reckon he's got a grinder that needs a guard on it. Another chainsaw file. Block off a boring bar of some sort. No idea about that. Fun fact, Brunel was apprenticed to Bruget. I didn't know that, Darren. There you go. There's a reamer, but number 4 tapered pin reamer. Unsure of the use of that. I think it's been used once. I bought it for something. I haven't got a clue what. Another sanding sponge. There's a box of sanding sponges over there. We put that in that. There's a Posca uni marker. Ooh, I can take that to work. It's a box for a 16.5mm number machine reamer. I'm guessing we're going to find that at some point and put it back in the box. Gosh, the rest of that is in here somewhere. I've seen that in my travels at some point. So we'll put that away. Now, this came in the What's in Your Box toolbox giveaway. This is an awesome thing. Bill Thomas sent this. Now, this is something that's pretty useful. And it's an awesome idea. And it requires nothing. So if you wanted to make Christmas presents or gifts for someone, oh, look at that. That's been missing out of my set for a week. which I left open there, right? This is a paper clip, basically. Hey, Bill, good to see you. I'm glad you're awake. This guy, William E. Thomas, consulting engineer, Flint, Michigan. Contribution to what's in your box giveaway was a heap of these. Now, this is awesome. If you want to clean out a blind hole, this is the tool for it. Like this is really something pretty useful. So here we go. For removing chips from the bottom of blind tapped holes, insert the bent end into the hole and twist it in the chips into the chips and continue twisting as you pull the chips up out of the hole. Custom made by William E. Thomas. Phil Thomas. There you go. So the idea is worth a lot, and it's pretty cool little gadget that you could make for nothing if you wanted to make a contribution to someone's channel or send something out that's pretty cool. Take care, Jim. Screwdriver bits. Woo! Okay, I don't know if they're any good, but they're screwdriver bits. There's a set of mainspring curving pliers. I guess they are. I haven't used them for years and years and years. I've got to remember what they are. But these are pretty nice, actually. I reckon they were made by someone I worked with. The springs got a dovetail in the end there, and they've got a little bit of decoration in the end just to pinch you, and a sliding clip. And they're either forged or they're riveted together. They look like they might be made out of one piece, to be honest. Don't know how they're made, because this looks like one piece through here and this looks like one piece through the middle, and it's bigger on the ends. So I don't know how you get that together or take it apart. That's a bit of a mystery. If anyone has any insight into that or wants to do a video on making a set, I'd be very interested, because I've never given that much thought. But that's a pretty cool tool. I reckon I've got other tools very similar to that. Here's an end mill holder, which I haven't actually used, and apologies to Stefan, because that come from his collection. Huge thanks, Stefan, for a parcel that I got. There's a file card. Nearly brand new. Very useful thing. Should use it more often. And a little parallel shank ROM chuck is very, very nice. At some point I'm going to set that up on my lathe, but it hasn't happened yet. File cards, fairly easy thing to find still. I've still got a regular supplier that we use at work that has them in stock. This drawer got kicked in and out, and everything just got tossed in here when I was cleaning the lathe and everything off. But this one here is a little grooving tool. This is a Stefan special too. A very nice tool holder. Couple of pairs of tweezers. I don't know what they are. I don't know how good they are. File card still available at Bunnings. Probably the same thing. What do we got? Some tin tweezers. Don't know if they're particularly good, but they're probably useful around the workshop. A couple of rolls of tape. Clock brooches. There you go. Now, there's another set of needle files. Missing some needle files. That one's an Aldi one. That one probably goes in that set. That's the only one that's missing out of that. Smooth file. Another knife file. Another knife file. Half round file, little half round file. Who knows what this is? Basically, yeah, it's a bolt down part for the Lord's lathe. It's got a 1/2 inch bolt in the centre and the rest of it's here somewhere. Yeah, it's the right profile for a Lorch. I think that this is probably, it could be Lorch Smith, but I think it's more likely one of the other German companies that made a similar profile bed lathe. But it still works. We'll put that in the Lorch box. Sorry to bore you with this, guys. That's polishing rouge. Some engraving burrs. Take them to work because I need them. We're running out. There's another box of them. Might do that too. How'd you get on, Maddie, with those? That's what you need. I talked to Maddie about some engraving. These are, if we have a look, can we focus this? These are a dovetail pattern, high steel engraver. These are number 6, I think, a dental burr. Pretty useful thing for putting fine lettering on stuff. We've got a J6 to Morse Tapered 2 adapter. Got another 3 pairs of those, at least. We've got a rifle file, a riffler file, 2 of. This is the 16.5, is it? 16.5, we could put that in the box. Wonder where the rest of the box is. Hey, John. There's another Morse Tapered Reamer. I've got no idea what size that is. I reckon it's been reground because the size has been ground off there, see? It says 16, but we'll see. We'd have to measure that. I'd say it's somewhere near 16mm. What's everyone else up to? Got a piece of high-speed steel. Put that in the high-speed steel department, I guess. I'm going to sit it up here on the bench and we'll put it away in a minute. Now this reamer here Garage sale. Put your hand up if you see anything you want. This is a 12.5mm reamer, which is the right size for the center of the collets on the launch lathe. So that's what that one's for. No idea what is in here really. Nothing of any real use or consequence or. That's a piece of steel rule die steel, which is for making a press die for cutting stuff out. It's hard steel rule die steel. You can roll that up or whatever for making a gasket press or punch. I did have a use for that, but it was 1,000 projects ago, and it's probably never going to happen now because I've changed direction. So we've got some orphan files. Some rusty tool steel of some sort. It's probably carbon steel. A very ugly homemade grooving tool. These bits, I reckon, come with the lathe when I bought it. And to be honest, never really used them much. I may have resharpened that one. But things like this come with the lathe, and they were pretty ordinary. It's another screwdriver bit. We can put this in the bag with screwdriver bits. There we go. All these should go in the drawer with the rest of my tools, and to be honest, that drawer is actually in the trailer already, so it's probably full of stuff. Mr. Pete will appear. That's right. You call it a disaster. Can't wait to see Maddie's surface grinder. Here's a box of brazed carbide tools, right? Armstrong brazed carbide tools. Very useful, except they're the wrong way around. So I'm yet to find a use for those. That is a dead oil sink cutter for watch plate. That one's dead, absolutely. Got a lot of loose Allen keys. Has everyone else got as many loose Allen keys as me? I've got a counter bore that I made at some point that really wasn't much good. We could toss that. Oh, look at that. See that? See that? There's one basic thing wrong with this counter bore. We'll have a look at it. Now I went looking for a place to put this. Look at that. It's not that one. That's still got a very nice one in it. As has that one. So I wonder if it belongs in this one. Yeah, look at that. Oh crap. No, that one's got a thread on it. It's not that one either. I don't think it belongs there. So there's one missing still. I've lost one. That's not good. Anyway, we'll put that in there and we know where it is. Box of dowel pins of assorted unknown sizes. Why do I have a box of 8mm by 10mm dowel pins? No idea. Mystery. There's a Lorch dead center. There's a nail punch. Now this counterbore has one problem. It's sharpened the wrong way round. So it's actually made the wrong way round. So it works left hand. So it's back to front. It's really not much use for anything. I'm going to chuck that. There's a diamond plate. I'll put that in with the files. We've still got quite a handful of odd files. We've got a centre drill with a broken end. That's out of something. I've got no idea what that is. I've got a baby screwdriver that needs a new blade in it. One of those useless friction hold things in German silver. I've got a cheap set of diamond files like this. Don't buy them if you ever get the opportunity because they're no good. A box of very small drills, or a bottle of very small drills. Another file handle. I've got something that says parting off block for capacity 1/2 inch high speed steel blade. No idea about that. A couple of bits of stock. Got a cap off a plastic container. We've got another empty drawer. Except for this assortment of odd files. Let's change this again. Who's sick of this by now? I am. I'm going to go all night, so you can tune in if you like. I don't care. But Yeah, I've got an assortment of those too. Now, see this? It's a more and right. Been looking for that. Woohoo! I guess everyone knows that's how you close a toolmaker's clamp quickly. Don't know if they do or not, but okay, I have 2 of those. Wonder where the other one went. I might not put it away yet until we find the other one as well. I'm kind of, John, I'm kind of thinking that all the junk in the bag and give it to the 7,000 subscribers is a really good idea, to be honest. There's another big centre drill. It's not a small one, but it's not a big one either. That's actually in pretty good nick. There's a spanner. It's the one missing out of this set. This might eventually get mounted on the wall at the new place, but there we go. It's a complete set of spanners. We can put them away. How good's that? Some new high-speed steel. Probably quite a lot of new high-speed steel. That looks like carbide chip for something. There you go. That's oil seal out of something. No idea what the oil seal's out of. This is a tap. I reckon it's BA. There you go. That's pretty old school. You don't see them very often. It's interesting. John's right. We need one of those group style video calls. Someone needs to set up. Anyone who wants to do it, you know how to set up the software so you can get it working. I've had trouble with it. I've tried a few times. It's a few more Allen keys. If anyone's interested, get in touch with us. We need an Australian one. There's another one of those taps. There's a Zippo that's missing a flint. Sorry, guys. We can all take turns at talking with mute on. That's right. And yeah, Rustanox has got to get a webcam first. Get a webcam, and we'll be up for that, Rustanox. I know exactly what was in that box. I got no idea. There it is. I've got a centre drill. No idea why I have a long series centre drill like that or what you use it for, but I have one. There's a bigger one, a couple of bigger ones. Another screwdriver bit. Another centre drill. Anyone who knows anything about the history of this screwdriver, I had a set of them. They're kind of crap, a bit wobbly. They should be interchangeable blade, but I never managed to get them out. The way this should work is you've got a drift that you kick in there and knock the taper out, and you can change the blade over, but I never had much luck with them. That's got a Bakelite handle. It's not a particularly good screwdriver, but it's handy in a pinch. Who has a collection of these in their workbench? Need to start a new box for drills, I think. Tim says pulley drill. This is also a very good parallel, and it's also very good for setting stuff up in the 4-jaw chuck because it'll go between the jaws and keep everything flat. So if you ever see these, if you pull wheel bearings apart, hang on to them because they're awesome. It's another pair of tin tweezers. Look at that. Put them in with others. I think you'd have to be invited, but I don't think that'd be a problem with everyone joining in. It might be fun. Some more new high-speed steel. I have quite a selection of these grooving tools. Are actually pretty good. They could probably, a lot of them could do with the sharpen, but there's a set of them, and they're actually, that one's dead. And these are, yeah, not sure about that one. There's another one the same. And another one the same that looks a bit homemade. Don't know where that, it must have come with a drill. There's another one sort of the same. Another counter's bore that I made. It's probably half decent, that one. We've got a couple of high-speed steel gravers. There you go. I know where to put them. There's a tin over here full of them. There's another one. This one's got a cap on it, so it's probably at some point been half sharp. There you go. Time zone probably would be a problem, but I mean, we all managed to make it here, so that's where we're at with it. John should do it. He's got a good channel, and it'd be good to stuff up his channel. There's a, what do you call that? It's got a shape name. It's a graver. It's a yellow one, so it's high-speed steel. There you go. That's a parting tool. They're tungsten, and this is high-speed steel. So Gonna have to find a box for high-speed steel, I think, and a box for drills. There's a couple of hook blades for that Stanley knife. We can put that in with them, except it's right in the bottom of the box. It's not good. It was the first thing that went in that box. Niagara cutters that all come in a set and they're in a stand. I guess I could keep them. Probably not a lot of point in it, but we could put them away somewhere and have a box full of them. I think I've already got a box full of them. Gosh. This one's more of the same. Long series and odd drill bits. Tapered Pin Reamer. Another tapered pin reamer. Low angle drill for brass. Solid gold bangle, which I don't wear very often. Needs to run through the roller. These are all tapered pin reamers, so there's a whole set of these. I do have a set of them. I've got about 100 of these, like someone mentioned. There's another one. Some long series drills. Another center drill. Jeez Louise. Special cutter for something, counter bore for something. I know exactly what that is. That come out of the P&N factory. This is for putting I think it's for putting flutes in button dies. Another center drill. Ooh, nice. Nice, a carborundum stone. Another center drill. I must have 1,000 center drills because I've got a set of them that I use anyway. All right. What's in the top back of this one? Mostly center drills, I think. It's a center punch. A couple of pin vices there. They're good pin vices. I think they're Starrett. It's another center drill. The brass sheet. An R-clip. Can't live life without an R-clip. A pin out of something. Piece of round high. Oh, there's a dowel pin out of something. I don't know what that is. It's a dowel pin. It's not out of one of my kits, I don't think, because it's rusty, but I don't know. There's another one of them. Another center drill. See, it's all just the same stuff. Another center drill with a broken end. It's an Eclipse pin punch with a bent end. A few more drills. Piece of something with a thread on each end. Piece of stock and a piece of stock. Another center punch. Another tapered pin reamer. 2 more tapered pin reamers. They need to go somewhere. Where am I going to keep them? It's a name for this tool. It's a cutting tool. It's a brooch of some sort. I probably made it to do a job. There's half of that other half of that file. We're going to toss that. Sorry, Bill. We're going to toss that. It's too small for anything. Decent label machine is awesome. I've got one. It's at work. It lives permanently at work. Unfortunately. Now all these drills and things are going to need some sort of... There's something in this one. Look at this. It's a broken 4-flute end mill. That's a sharpening project. Look at that! Woohoo! It's the missing one out of my adjustable reamer set. There's another real counter bore out of something. Another one of those. Broken end mill. Another one of those. So this stuff all needs some sort of storage. I don't know what to do about it really. It's no good as it is, and I really don't use any of these particularly often. Probably they need to go in boxes. Maybe I could 3D print something. I've got a complete set of these from, it's about 000 through to number 5 or 6. So let's put this in the broken end mill department. There we go. So it's a bit of a job. Next job is to find a box or something to put all these drills in and stack them all in with sheet paper between them so they don't get damaged. And at some point, get to the bottom of all this. One of these drawers is full of these, right? Like, I kid you not, it's full of these. They were a deal that were too good to sort of pass up at the point of time, and I've never really ever used more than 1 or 2 of them in my life since I bought them. This is a production machine, or a production tool. Take care, Aaron. Thanks again, Aaron. Really appreciate it. So this is a go-no gauge, right? It's a test gauge, really. You set these up so that with a parallel or with a gauge block or to size anyway, they're adjustable. And through the back here, they've got a screw to adjust them, and then they've got a lock screw. You set them up on a gauge block or on a job, and if you're turning multiple parts, then you can make sure it goes in that one, and then you know that you're getting close, and if it goes in this one, it's undersized. They're about the only two I've ever used, I think, but I have a drawer full of them, so I don't know what to do with them. It's one of those things, and maybe I could give one to everyone. Foam's not really much good for this sort of stuff. What I do have, no, they got packed, is the C.W. Smith & Co. Industrial Arts vacuum formed drill liners, and most of this stuff was actually in those until I emptied them out. But they fill up with dirt, and they're not really ideal. If I could make a set of drawers to fit them in, that sort of limits you though to about 1/2 inch or something like that diameter. So I'm not sure about storing all this stuff, but there's a lot of it. Like, really, there's a lot of it. There's 2 carbide drills, I reckon. Molybdenum or carbide or something with the tape on them. There's a spring out of something. No idea. It's a bit of aluminium stock. So anyway, I've got a lot of junk. That's the upshot and the outcome of this, right? Most of which may or may not be useful. Oh, seriously, you got no idea. But all these drawers are total chaos. Russ Knox, you're awesome. This is a very useful horseshoe magnet. Properly ground out and all that sort of stuff. Not sure what it's useful for, but we have one. This is a ring collar chuck. It's probably a half decent one, but I've got a lot of assorted ones. This is Lorch. They need straightening. Most of them. This one's actually pretty good, I would say. It might be a bit bent on one side. If anyone's got any thoughts on straightening, if we don't have any luck straightening them, I'm just going to make a set because they're too handy not to use. And I've got a couple of sets of them that I bought at an inflated price. This is a hammer that my old man made at school. There you go. This, of course, is a Yankee screwdriver. Yankee handyman screwdriver in its box with accessories. Very uncertain about the use or the validity of owning one of these, but I have one. There you go. Very, very unlikely to ever need that. But anyway. Here goes a set of plug cutters for making plugs to put in screw head holes. Back when joinery used to be that fancy. There's a set of vice clamps like I showed you before, but this set actually still works. They're really nice. I'd like to make half a dozen sets of them. There should be another one of those in the set. I don't know where that is, so we'll keep looking for that. Anyway, I've got to work all this week. I've got to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We would like to think that there's a load on the trailer at the moment, which is full. If we have a look, hey Mark, good to see you. There's a space here where the lathe was. So the lathe's gone. A lot of other junk's gone too. But it's just a matter of going through this stuff and seeing what I want to keep, and I guess some of it could get tossed out. I've got absolutely no idea what's in any of these bags. That's the original faceplate off my wood lathe. And they're assorted bolts, which probably aren't worth keeping, but they were for a project, I guess. This was an idea that I messed with for a drill index, the 3D printed. I don't know if that's much good either, but it was an idea. There's a set of knurls. That vice clamps go in that box. This is, oh gosh, it's a faceplate off something. I think it's inch by 8, something like that. It's a nice faceplate. It could be Drummond or something like that. Anyone has any sort of, it's missing the jaws, but if anyone recognises it and wants it, let me know. Otherwise it might get repurposed. And this is the faceplate that come with the launch. Now this is ugly to the extreme. It's had a new piece put on it. I don't think it's genuine launch. I don't know what it is, but it's the right thread. And it has a set of adjustable jaws like that for it. I think they're all there. Like so. Bit rough for any real precision work, and now I've got a decent one. Which is this one, which is also Lorch. It's really nice. A 3-dog faceplate. It's unlikely that this will ever get any use, but I do have a casting that Darren Radcliffe gave me. I reckon it's packed already for a Keats angle V plate. So that may go on this faceplate, or I might find another one to put it on. My shape is gone, Willem. I've got one. Matt, this is just going through junk, and I apologise for that. Good to see you, though. Find stuff you never remember you had. When will we have to be completely shifted? When do I have to be completely shifted? I don't have a time limit, but I've started paying rent on the new place, so at some point I'm going to have to start thinking about it. These look like cellulite or something. How cool are these? Paper dolls. It's a policeman and what looks like a housewife. And I'm not sure about that one. This guy, I don't know about him. He might be an elf or something. This lady looks pretty officious with a scarf. And there's some pants and middle parts. Really not sure about that or where they come from, but there you go. There's another one in there. It's another guy with a funny hat. I've got no idea where they come from or why I have them, but there you go. Paper dolls. Celluloids, I'm not sure what they are. They're kind of funny plastic from a long time ago. I reckon they were in the back of a book or something when I bought them. Have quite a few of these, and I use them on occasion with ER32 collet, but I really need a holder for them. Very useful thing in the lathe. Good way to chop, so much better than a drill and less waste. They need a proper holder though at some point. It's a project. Anyway, I could go here all night and I'm not going to, so I've about had enough. We're an hour and a half into this and I'm surprised that anyone even turned this up. Yeah, he did do an annular cutter holder, a good one, Craig, Westworld, but I've seen a few people do them. Bruce Witham had a I think had a video years ago on making one. So at some point that will happen, but I'm not sure when. Look at that. There's a dial wheel out of a clock. I wonder where the clock is. That's a 30-hour grandfather clock. Don't despair. Darren, I know where the rest of the clock are. It's packed up in a cardboard box. I've already packed it. When I get to the new place, this might actually be a job. So there might be a restoration on that at some point. I've got a fairly big place and room for it to actually tick in the corner and not keep everyone awake. Good night, Craig. Good to see you. Take care. Don't care if everyone leaves, to be honest. There's an assortment of wax pencils. Super glue activator is probably dried up. Ah, look at that, look at that, look at that. I knew I saw that somewhere. There's the other half of that. So, got a stone with a Arkansas stone in it. Norton one. See this drawer is very heavy. Whoa! There's a straight edge. Some cool stuff in this drawer. Set of turns. Nice set of turns. There might be opportunity to set them up and use them in the new workshop. I don't know, there's no room for them here. I'd like to get a bit of use, but it sounds like hard work to me, so it's unlikely that it's going to happen. But that's a nice little set of turns. It's got a bent runner, I think, but that's all fixable stuff. If there's things that you buy that are not much good for anything, or you get given, there's an indicator that needs a new glass. That's a... I've got no idea what that one is. It's probably a really nice indicator, but it needs a service and a new glass. At some point that might happen, or it might not. See this box? This is one of these things that you buy and you think is going to be the most amazing tool, and you've only ever used it about once because you haven't got the clearance on your machine and it doesn't fit your machine. So as a consequence, probably if I had a vertical mill I'd use it a bit more, but for the lathe it's not much use because it's a bit... I just haven't got the distance between centres to sort it out. The way that it's set up here. It's a centering scope. It's a Fowler. Oh, it's a Vickers. Is it Vickers? Fowler. Bowers. Bowers is the laboratory division of Moore and Wright, I think. Take care, Bill. You're up late. Thanks for that. Bowers centering scope. Pretty good one. I would like to make a Lorch taper fitting for the back of this. Right, and that was the idea, is to replace this with a Lorch taper. Probably. It's a bit of a precision job. It's a sort of a pump centre. But if I could replace this with Lorch, it could go right in the tailstock, and then I'd have enough room to use it in the lathe, and it'd probably be quite useful. And I'd like to be able to put this one back in for when it gets any milling machine use. But honestly, if anyone wants one and can't live without one and would like to swap it for something cool, and you might have something cool that you'd swap it for, hit me up. There you go. But centering scope in a box that's starting to fall to bits. It's gone back together though, so that's all right. The box joint's getting a bit loose. So anyway. Who's got the same rev counter? Everyone knows what this is. Good rev counter this. It's all there. I think we've got a box full. This is M&G straight edge. Bought it for a job and used it, and that was about it. So there's kind of 1,000 things here. That I bought against the day, or was given against the day that they might be useful. Here, look at this. Bronze spring bushes. 1132 bronze wall spring bushes. They've got to be useful for something. This is a micro air grinder. My air compressor's not big enough. Rob actually showed one of these on his channel, and that's why I bought it. But my air compressor wasn't big enough. At some point that'll be remedied, and you might see that on my channel too. We found a drawer full of these. Wondering whether I should have kept them. We found a ROM drill chuck. Brand new in its box. There's an arbor for that too, to Morse Taper 2 somewhere. Might be on the garage sale list at some point. We've got an Ames indicator. I think it's an Ames indicator. It's an Ames indicator box. Yes, an Ames, beautiful Ames indicator. Ames made some really nice stuff. It needs glass in it. At some point, that's a pretty easy fix. Just never got there. Oh, I have an indicator stand. Look at that. With a test indicator in it. And it said tips. Never used it. That's a bit bad. This indicator I have used. It was out on the bench here somewhere. It does get a bit of use. I reckon I packed it already though. So we go on forever with this. Thanks heaps for tuning in, everyone. It's a bit crazy. Matt has got to let me know written up there. It's a pair of pants. Put them in the envelope. Got a couple of boxes full. We're doing all right. We have a set of Allen keys with one missing, so I bet that's here somewhere. A terrible lot of junk. This is one of the world's most useful engineering tools. If you ever see one, grab it. Like, grab it. This is... Could be a since... and the current state of play. Current state of play is about 3%. There you go. Oh, drill chuck, Matty. Righto. Current state of play is, look, I'd like to think 50%, but I don't really want to put a figure on that because I'm still finding stuff. I'm still moving stuff. I've got one trailer load of stuff out. I've got the lathe out. I haven't even started on unpacking workbenches. I've still got this cabinet, and you've got some idea what's in this cabinet. I haven't moved the milling machine. I've got most of my books moved, which is awesome. I've got to move a sofa and a washing machine and a bed. Realistically, though, we could be 50%. We could be, but we may not be. That's where we're at. Everyone knows what this is. What's more of a mystery is why I actually have it, right? This is a box tool. It's probably marked Herbert or something like that. It's a production tool for a turret lathe. Way too big for any of my machines. I'm not sure. There we go, Alfred Herbert & Co. Very cool. I have some other Alfred Herbert & Co. tools. I wonder where they are. There should be a box full of these somewhere, so I'm going to leave that there and we'll find the box of them and put that in with it. A turret would be amazing one day. I'm not sure whether that's the way forward when we do get a turret lathe, but anyway, we've got a box of them there. No, I don't think they cost anything. So that's where we're at, and that's what's happening. It's a big job. There's a crap load of stuff to move. I had a photo lab here in the corner which hasn't been used for years. I'm going to clean that up. I've got 3 enlargers. If you know anyone who wants a 5x7 inch Kodak Model B enlarger in pretty reasonable condition for a 5x7 or a large format enlarger, they're pretty thin on the ground. And if anyone who's interested in large format photography, hit me up because there's one here and it's kind of yours for the asking if you want to move it. But it stands about 6 foot tall, just so you know. And it doesn't lay over so you can project against the wall, which is a bit of a problem with it. If it did, it'd be a very desirable machine. So enlargements are limited to about 36 by 24 inch, something like that. So anyone who wants a Kodak enlarger, it's a Model B. It's from about it's pre-Second World War. It's a good machine. It's cast iron. It weighs a ton. Not literally a ton. It probably weighs 400 kilo. And at some point it's for sale or to be removed or trade or whatever. So anyone who knows anyone who wants a Model B Kodak enlarger, photographic enlarger, it's yours. It works. Got frames for it. It's got a couple of lenses. There you go. Very unimportant, but I have one here and it's got to go somewhere, so I'll move it to the new place and I will list it properly and sell it when I've tidied it up a bit. Anyway, must be nearly bedtime. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate your support. Seriously crazy for having all this stuff, and I apologize for that. Like, seriously, we've only looked at the top 4 drawers on either side here. There's a lot more stuff in this cabinet, and there's a lot of stuff to get packed up. So we'll see. And there's boxes under that bench over there that I haven't even looked at for 5 years, so I don't know what's in them. There's boxes under my bed that I moved here when I moved here, and I haven't actually looked at them. So anyway, thanks guys. I'm out. I'm probably going to grab some dinner, and I'm going to sit on Discord for another half hour and go to bed. But we're nearly 2 hours, which is going to be the longest live stream, and I really didn't accomplish anything or show anyone anything. But you've had a look through some of my tools that I haven't looked at myself for years. And there probably will be a garage sale of some sort. But we'll keep you posted. We'd be more interested in swapping stuff than actually getting money for stuff, probably. Anyway, take care, everyone. Be kind to each other. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Thanks, and thank you for all my new subscribers, because I'm actually up to 69.50, something like that on the counter. And we'll keep you posted. But I do have next week off, so next week's going to be big move week. Take care, and we'll catch you sometime. Hey, John's Workshop, good day. And Tim, thanks for joining in, both of you.